Hello everyone, this is Tim. Today we're going to talk about my latest monstrosity, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is a Great Nature and Oracle Think Tank mix deck. This deck functions by using the combination of Great Nature's power doping to create extremely powerful units to boost Oracle Think Tank's most revered card, Silent Tom. Since the key cards are Silent Tom and Tank Mouse, the deck name that was agreed upon was Tom and Jerry. So the first thing people think about when they see a deck like this is, does that actually work? The answer is actually kind of cool. Bushiroad happened to let a bunch of cards slip under the radar without requiring same-type Vanguard when they printed Set 7. You've seen me abuse other cards from Set 7 like Greedy Hand and Royal Paladins to power boost units like Young Pegasus Knight and Great Sage Baron. As it turns out, pretty much the entirety of Great Nature doesn't have a same-type Vanguard requirement and instead only requires a Great Nature Rearguard as a target. The deck itself has some good synergy between getting insane amounts of power for your Grade 1 booster, drawing when units retire with Coiling Duckbill, retaining card advantage between either forcing cards out of your opponent's hand or drawing into your own hand with Cookie, or even just stacking triggers with CEO. Both CEO and Cookie will swing for about 21,000 with their skills. That's typically null-guard territory. Unfortunately for people who have to play against this deck, that's not an option. They have to use those on Tom. It puts opponents into uncomfortable situations where not drawing into at least 2 null guards and not having enough 10k shields in hand to stop the Vanguard attack will give them an extremely rough game. The big picture of what makes this deck so lethal is the combination of Silent Tom, his booster, and CEO Amaterasu. CEO's skill lets you scry the top card of your deck. If it's a trigger, we leave it there. OTT hasn't gotten their 4th critical trigger yet, and I always kind of wondered how good they would be if they got one. This deck kind of confirms that they would be a little crazy between stacking, scrying, and Silent Tom. You essentially get 3 drive checks to find a trigger. We're running 16 crit, so hitting a trigger means that it will always be a critical. If the scry is a trigger, we keep it. This means that the flat odds of hitting a trigger are about 70%. That's a 70% chance to give Tom an extra 5,000 power and a bonus critical when he's out, and CEO is your Vanguard. It's beautiful. Flask Marmoset is a vanilla booster or attacker, and then I dope it and off it later. I have 16 critical triggers, split evenly between OTT and Great Nature. Psychic Bird is a pretty key card because it lets you cycle through your deck and get the cards you need faster. Chocolat is at 2 to protect your Vanguard late game when you draw into it. Coiling Duckbill lets you draw a card when a unit gets retired to help mitigate the losses that you get from retiring your own units. Silver Wolf is going to make Silent Tom 20k with just 1 boost. Tank Mouse lets you give plus 4,000 power to a unit and then retire it at the end of turn. You don't have to use any counterblast, and that's nice. TikTok Flamingo is too awesome not to have. Binoculus Tiger does the same thing as Tank Mouse and also doesn't require a counterblast. So that's a plus 8,000 power boost if you have both out, which makes a Silent Tom with a Silver Wolf 24,000 power. 24k Silent Tom. So you have Maiden of Libra to help compensate for that card disadvantage you might get. And of course the key card of the deck, Silent Tom. Silent Tom can't be guarded by grade 0 units, and that makes it extremely difficult for him to be stopped at all. CEO Amaterasu has the ability to soul charge and then look at the top card of your deck. If it's a trigger, we keep it there. And as I mentioned earlier, this gives you a 70% chance to get at least 1 critical. We have Battle Sister Cookie, who is a very good vanilla beater as a Vanguard, and she also can compensate for any card disadvantage because you get to draw 2 cards and then drop 1. And it also helps you re-optimize your hand. And of course, Silent Tom. Silent Tom can't be guarded by grade 0 units, so they have no choice but to guard him either with 17 grade 2s or drop a perfect guard. CEO Amaterasu lets you look at the top card of your deck every single turn, and if it's a trigger, we leave it there. That's broken as shit. Yeah. Battle Sister Cookie is a cookie, and we love cookies, so cookie, 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 yeah, cookie, 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 la 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 la, da da.